Mm, yeah. Okay. Testing. All right. Here we go. Welcome back, class. Yeah, we got to talk about it. I see a lot of people giving their 2 cents on the Charlie Kirk. Very familiar with the dude. And I'm looking at this, man. This thing is deep. This thing is way deeper than Charlie Kirk. Excuse me. And I ain't talking about deep state. I'm talking about culture. Culture at its core. Man, let us look at Western civilization. Not the Greeks, not the Romans, but the Western Europeans and the Northern Europeans. Been pretty much running the planet since about the 1600s, 1700s. The glorious Western civilization. Well, let's be honest. Let me tell you what I like about you before I tell you what I don't like about you. Let's be honest about Western civilization. When they go to do stuff, they get it done. If they say that they're going to build something, they're going to build it. It might not be up to par exactly, but they're going to build it. They say they come in to give you freedom, they come in to give you freedom. They get it done. But at what cost? We can build castles very quickly and roads, but at what cost? Before we even get into Charlie, and I'm going to get into Charlie in a minute, let's take it back. Let me ask you this. Is European society violent? Well, it's not as bad as blacks, yada, yada, yada. Let me ask you this question. Who's more violent? Who's the most violent man on this planet? How many people have black men killed this year in America? I think it's like 10,000 a year we kill. Close to that, maybe it's lower, 7, something. Let's take the last 20 years and look at how many people just the European American has killed. On the low end, they say it's like 500,000. On the high end, it's closer to about 4.5 million. 5 million people in the last 20 years. That's how many deaths the United States military is responsible for. That's a lot of people. There's some countries that are only like 2-3 million. That's a lot of people to kill in 20 years. So that's one. The quintessential error in European society. It's violent, no matter what. It's at the pinnacle today, and it's still extremely violent. It was violent when these people showed up. I ain't saying we ain't got violence in Africa, but not like that. You have no idea. We had no idea. So let's take it back. European society, what does it consist of? Well, there's several different levels. There's the highborns, and then it gets lower and lower to the bourgeoisie, the nobles, maybe the knights, and then you get down the peasant class. The peasant class is stretched very far, the peasant class, and then you get down to the serfs. The serf is below the peasant. The serf would be like the lowest of the low. The Irish were considered almost to be serfs, or were serfs. So it's the lowest of the low. And then below that, the only thing below a serf is a slave, which are rare because you get serfs, which are basically slaves. Excuse me. Everyone in America, all these white people in America are peasants and serfs. There are no nobles. There are no highborn. Not until maybe the 1800s. Coming to New York in the 1900s, anybody highborn. All these people in America and in the Southern Americas are all peasant class people. There was no knights and no royal orders coming over to America. It was the low class people. They came here. And what did they want? They were abused in their own homeland, and instead of coming here and making it new and switching their culture, they became the kings and the nobles, and they put the natives who they conquered and killed, and then the African slaves, they put them underneath each other, underneath them. The natives, they just wiped them out, and they thought they was good. But then came the Africans. Once we got free, which they never thought we was going to get free, but two, they never thought we was going to get smart. And when we went up there and built Harlem and Rosewood and all that, that shit pissed them off. Because we're supposed to be the Untermensch. We're supposed to be the slave class. They're pets. And we broke that. And that's quintessential Western civilization. There must be a serf. Not only are there peasants, which these people accept their peasant class. They're just like, hey, I got a Ford truck and a Chevy, and when they tell me to go kill somebody and sign up for the army, I go or I send my children. That's their culture. And they're the peasant class. None of these rich people send their kids to die. Only the peasant class does, and they accept it. But the thing is, now the slave class and the other minorities too, because white people are supposed to be above everybody, even if you're in the peasant class, they're coming over there, and the minorities are coming getting better than them. The Indians got big paper, and they're brown. Black people, Black Americans, we don't know how to act. We were so fucking scared of these people in the early 1900s, especially the 1800s, all the way up until about the 50s, 60s. We were scared shitless. A white man come down the street, look you dead in the eyes, call you a nigga, smack you, tell you to get the fuck off the road. You better do it, and quick and fast. Maybe a couple places up north, but even there, it will get bad for you eventually. We've been whooping these people's ass and putting a foot in their ass for probably about the last, since the 60s. I mean, if a white person comes down in your face now and says, calls you a slur, they know that they're probably going to get that ass whooped. That's how much we've shifted the culture since the 60s and how much we've changed the American Africans. But they want it back. We changed them in the 60s with Martin Luther King. And that's the crazy shit about Charlie Kirk. I'm going to talk about this. Martin Luther King came here non-violent, and the non-violent struggle, not all of it was like that. And they just said, we just want to chill and we want to integrate with you. And they shamed white people in front of the whole entire world. So white people had to change for a bit. So they went with the equality stuff. No more slave, no more serf, no more peasant. That's not European society. European society is the nobles who are born by blood into this. And the elite, the clergy, they're at the top. Then comes the bourgeoisie, a bunch of rich people who just got rich or whatever, but they're kind of a little bit above the peasants. Then the peasants. The peasants, they act like they're all one with the nobles and everybody whenever it's time to vote or it's time to go to war. But even the peasants are held down to a degree because their education is low. The education in the rural parts is terrible. The stupidest high schools in America are in the country with white people. And then we get down lower to the serfs. Poor white people, black people. They're supposed to remember their serf and their slave status. And black people have gone over that and we've forgotten about that. Because I ain't want that shit. Who the fuck wants to be a serf or a slave? I don't care how much money you get paid. Yeah, I don't want you talking to me crazy. The white man wants it back the way it was. He wants to be like his grandfather and his grandfather's grandfather. When he walked in here and stole it up and looked in your face, a Negro got up and got the fuck out the way. He did what he wants as he pleased when he pleases. And they want that shit back. They did not want equality. So what do they want? Who are they getting to do it? This guy, Charlie Kirk. My God, Charlie Kirk. Let me tell you what Charlie Kirk was. Charlie Kirk was a Zionist shill. What he does, what Ben Shapiro does, what this guy Matt Walsh does, a lot of these people, they are paid, in my opinion, to keep the heat of America, the white American male, the heat and the gaze on the Negro. It's the Negro's problem. It's the Negroes. It's the Negroes. And in doing that, they keep the heat off of Israel. Now, white people do want it that way. They want us back in our place. They want us under heel. They don't even want us on the reservation like the Indians. They want us to bow down and be under their heel. And we ain't with it. And they're ready to bring it back to it. Plus, a couple of us is wilding out too. But what Israel has done, they completely run our government. I don't even say our government, their government. They completely run everything. They do as they want. And they just committed a genocide over there, and no one's saying anything about it, and better not say anything about it. So what do? You keep the gaze off of them and back on Negroes. So one week it's Israel, but they keep turning it. Look at the Negroes. Look at the Negroes. Look at the Negroes. Look at the Negroes. Violence, violence. Send the National Guard here. Look what this Negro done. Look what that Negro done. White people are killing us like flies on the regular. It's turning up on us. The 3 Ethiopian kids just got killed. They're turning up on us. But here comes these people, Charlie Kirk and them, every day. Honest. So what was he really about to do? They're really about to turn up the heat. What you got to do in propaganda, you give it in waves, everything. You're putting it out there. And then when you see it start to topple, that's when you put a whole bunch of propaganda out there and you get it. That's why black people are always fighting each other. The gender war, the tribalism war, this war, that war, always interfighting because we're on the goddamn internet, social media. And then these bot accounts and the memes, they come through saying stuff and it gets us fighting and attacking each other and off what we were supposed to be doing. So, propaganda is very real. And Charlie Kirk was at the top of right-wing, mid-row extremists. Not as extreme as the others like old boy Fuentes, but moderate. And he was about to take them white people to a higher extreme. So we need to put black people are the problem. Black people are the problem. Black people are the problem. They're illiterate. They're stupid. We need to put them under heel is what he was getting to. And what he wanted to do in the past 2 weeks or maybe a year even, he started attacking Martin Luther King, saying that he was a philanderer and a bad man. Okay, ain't nobody perfect. Martin might have got some poontang on the side. That's between him and his wife. Mind your business. That man tried to be nonviolent with you and you killed him. And Charlie Kirk started going after them. Not only attacking us, but going after the legacy. Baby. God, the universe, the ancestors, whatever you want to call it, don't like ugly. In the middle of you talking about your crazy, your own people, talking about your own people, how the left is this and the left is that. You try to, but you keep directing the heat on me. Black people don't have no power in America. To be honest, we're like children, man. Look what they've done to our music. Our music is degenerate, lowbrow, low intelligence stuff, and it's pumped on us. We don't own none of that. Why don't they stop that? Why don't they do that? Because that's the way it's supposed to be. But now they're about to turn up the heat and get the populace to attack us. And what are they doing? Going around starting up Charlie Kirk's new tour, talking about black people. And in the middle of that, it's the Negroes was his last words. It's because of gang violence. Pow. White man. By a white man. The universe is poetic. Poetic. You attack us and your own kills you. But back to it. That white man didn't like what he was saying. White people don't play. They're on a whole nother level of violence than us. We can get bout it. We've got bout it in Africa, but it ain't like them. When they disagree, when you're an enemy, they take you the fuck out. Am I glad the dude's dead? Nah, I'd rather him get beat in a debate. But it's poetic. Chickens came home. That man spewed a lot of hatred. And if you look, he was just with their little funny, this is just a meme. Ha 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 ha. Look at this. I can't breathe. He's arguing with some tool on the other side because white supremacy is on both sides. And he puts up the letters, I can't breathe. Like George Floyd. Ha ha ha. Negro, remember you said that when you died? Ha ha ha. This is 4 days ago. And the next day, or whatever it was, the day after that, hey yow. Over for you, man. By your own kind. You know what that feels like. It ain't good, is it? But what do white people do? White people start flipping out the next day and calling in threats on us in schools and stuff. HBCUs got to go lock them. See, let this be a point to us. When they lose the war, they're going to wild out and they're going to go out in the field and start beating their Negroes because they lost the plantation. And when they lose the war, they're going to go out there, they're going to attack us. So all this stuff about y'all living in the North and the integration stuff, hey, I know white people. I've lived with white people. And they'll tell you, bro, Nah, it's about to get real, bro. So, one more point. The black people putting all this up, we could make all these memes. I could go in with this. We could do the song Charlie smoking on that Charlie pack. All these memes. I see this popping up. All these, haha. Remember y'all was doing that at George Floyd. I don't want to be like them. I want to be able for us to protect ourselves and to be completely independent. It's just us and our creator. That's my ultimate goal. For talking to my people and for doing. I don't ever want to be like them though. People say that's not the moral crown. Hey, I said it was poetic. It was the universe. But I know what it is. Even as an African, we got to be honest about how we truly are. We got some self-hate stuff we got to get rid of. When I seen dude get hit, my first thoughts was, damn, I don't want to see a human being die. Because that's we are, how we are. And no, he wouldn't even give a goddamn about me getting shot like that. He would have made a joke about it. Because that's them, their culture, how they are. White supremacists. For me, I'm not like that. But so I'm not going to get up there and gloat because we are not ready. We are not ready for an all-out attack. We are not ready for the electricity to go out. We are not ready. And that shit that could go down. The electricity could go out. There'll be no communication. You better move and quick. But yeah, we can't blend into European society. The only way black people can blend into European society is as a slave or a serf at best. A valuable tool, but you'd have to know your place at all times. Some Negroes like that. Some foreign Negroes come here, they really want to be their pet. Even other people, Asians and all these other people, they really want to be the American Negro pet. Because white people cheer us at sports and music and all this, what. But no, they can have that. That is the error, that they have permanent class systems and they have to have low systems where people are getting oppressed. The other thing is the insatiable need for violence. That dude couldn't have talked it out. That dude, he could have did a lot of other stuff, but he wasn't playing, man. Not everybody wants to be a white supremacist. And dude said it. He's out there spreading fascism. We see what it is. We know what you're doing. Spreading hate against the Negroes, and your own kind took you out for it. Mm-hmm. Well, y'all stay safe out there, man. Please be prepared because they are banging the drums of war. And if y'all up in the north, y'all probably want to come on down or think about some immediate secondary locations. If y'all on the West Coast, you need to get off the West Coast. But y'all stay up one. I got some more coming at y'all. Peace.